Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Legends of Lucha Libre Fanaticos Wave 2 Vampiro figure from Boss Fight Studio and Masked Republic. I've been waiting for a Vampiro figure for a long time, and now it's here. So the question is, how good is it? Well, let's talk about that. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks great, and this is a relatively straightforward look. However, they absolutely nailed it. And just starting off with this face sculpt, and I think they did a fantastic job here. This is probably one of only three figures in the Fanaticos figures from Boss Fight that don't have a mask, but they totally nailed Vampiro's look, and really cool to see that. Just a great sculpt overall. See that little bit of makeup. Obviously, this is WCW. So before he was doing the full face paint, before he had his dreads, he just had braids here. And just very well done. Speaking of those braids, I love that they did this kind of red wash over them. So you kind of get that kind of mix of colors and just kind of gives it some more life. And I just love the way it looks. The hair is also very malleable and definitely kind of moves. So very well done there. Then we kind of look, the buck itself is very, very nicely done. Good proportions. You can see the tampos for the tattoos here, very, very clear. Then we get to the trunks, the gear itself, and again, very straightforward, just black and red, kind of very simple design, but they definitely nailed it. The shade of red is very nice and vibrant. We get the kick pads, again, a very basic look, but very nice details here with the stitching on the side. Kind of a nice leather look to it just overall. So just really well done, just great aesthetics here. Articulation balance here are wonderful. As you can see, we can hold our freestanding kick, absolutely no issues. I was able to get him in this pose, literally within 2 seconds, just absolutely beautiful. In terms of the finer points for the articulation, we do have our dumbbell joint coming into the head and to the neck. So we get some decent up, see there's neutral, and we are looking up a bit. So we got some nice room under that head sculpt, get some very nice down. We get tons of tilt all over the place, and of course rotation. We are hinge and swivel at the shoulders, so we're coming up just past our T. Again, the swivel there. We are single jointed at the elbows. I gotta be careful here. The detents have been exceptionally heavy on this wave, so definitely something to look out for. Definitely heat up your figures. Probably gonna add some shock oil to this figure, honestly, because that detents on this arm in particular is very, very heavy, and kind of afraid for that peg every time I do that. Then we get to the wrists, and we are hinge and swivel, both vertical. Very happy to be saying that. For our torso, nothing in the diaphragm, but we do have a ball joint at the waist, and we get really just great crunch. That's better than figures with an actual ab crunch. Then we get a lot of arch back. However, definitely some gappage there, so definitely something to be careful for in that regard. And then of course we get some nice side to side as well. Then for the hips, coming out, full splits. We do get thigh rotation there as well, something I haven't pointed out in the other reviews, and I need to remember. Then we get a single joint at the knee, which is bringing us just before 90, not quite there. We do have some boot swivel. We do have perfect point. Some really nice forward on this one, and then some excellent rocker. So that's articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here he is with all the other Fanaticos figures we have so far, with some other wrestling lines, with some Hasbro and some Mattel, with some imports, with some monsters. Finally, with an articulated icons, Oni, and yours truly in human form as a Valiverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the Legends of Lucha Libre Fanaticos Wave 2 Vampiro figure from Boss Fight and Masked Republic is that is an awesome figure, and it's definitely it's the most articulated figure of Vampiro we've gotten so far. Some have come close, but not quite at this level, so this is awesome to see. And just honestly hope we get more Vampiro figures from Boss Fight, just because I'd love to see this in a premium. And the only sticking point I have with this, no pun intended, honestly, is that left elbow, which the detents just seems to be a little extra heavy, and that seems to be the only joint on this particular figure. So my guess is that is just mine. That'll probably not translate to your experience, and like I said, I have fixes for that. So overall, absolutely recommend this. Like, fantastic figure, just super fun to pose around and play with, and it looks fantastic. So yeah, if you're a Vampiro fan, if you're just a Lucha fan in general, absolutely do not pass this up. And it is available on various online retailers, not limited to Entertainment Earth, of whom I happen to be an affiliate. So if you use the code that shows up here, or use the link in the description of this video, and this is in stock, which it might be by the time this video goes up, then you will get 10% off. And if your total order is over $79, at least that's what they have it set to right now, your shipping will be free. So definitely things worth considering. And all of that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. And if you did, please come on back, because I do multiple reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, of course, and more. So come on back, especially if any of those appeal to you, and let's talk some more toys. Let's have some more fun. But ultimately, I just hope you are well. I hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.